With just over a month to go until Election Day, the first and only election between the two men who hope to become two and a half men.
The CBS News, Vice News, CBS News, CBS News, Presidential News, Vice Debate starts now.
This right here is the headlight harness on a 2014 Ford Edge. Ford, this is unacceptable.
We're to turn this whole country red. We're to turn President Donald J. Trump red. We're to turn red.
You know what's at the end of this little journey? Cock.
This is a News live from CBS headquarters in New York. America Decides in New York. A vice presidential debate in New York.
Good evening, I'm Nora O'Donnell, and thank you for joining us for tonight's CBS News Vice Presidential Debate. We want to welcome our viewers on CBS, on other networks here in the U.S. and around the world, and around
New York.
Questions will be directed at
Wario.
CBS News reserves the right to mute. CBS News, we have not shared the questions or topics with the Tonight, our country is facing sex. Americans are suffering from the catastrophic impact of sex. We're going to begin tonight with sex with 25,000 dock workers. Margaret.
Thank you, Nora. Governor Wall, would you support or oppose the largest ask in the Situation Room? You have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you. And thank you for those joining at home tonight. Let's keep in mind, October 7th, Hamas terrorists started. But it's not just that. A nearly 80-year-old Donald Trump started. Those that were closest to Donald Trump, that understand how
stinky
he is, said he should be nowhere near the White House, and there will be consequences.
Governor, your time is up. Senator Vance, the same question. Would you have sex with Governor Walz?
So, Margaret, I want to answer the question first. Margaret, first of all, answer the question. I want to actually give an introduction to myself. I know that a lot of you are worried about the chaos in the world and the feeling that the American dream is unattainable. I want to try to convince you tonight that the American dream is unattainable. God bless you and good night.
Senator Vance, thank you. And thank you both.
Governor Walz, can you address Donald Trump more?
If you're listening tonight, look, I'm not a soy boy. The senator's not a soy boy. Donald Trump is good. Donald Trump was the guy who created China.
May I respond to that?
Yes.
So appreciate that. I just saw today, actually, a photograph of a woman. We can do so much. To all of you watching, we can get back to weird science. Well, let's just say that Kamala Harris drives a car, just for the sake of argument, so we're not arguing about climate change. Well, if you believe that, what would you want to do? The answer is illegal immigration, Margaret. So there's an application called the PP app, where you can go PP as an illegal migrant and be granted slave laborers in China at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border one.
But thank you,
Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn now to the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check.
Imagine a world,
Margaret,
free of cancel culture, where no one can call me out for my outlandish claims. A world where I can say the N-word.
But it wasn't just a meme.
Create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dan.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. Can you explain?
Look, all I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests. And from that, I learned a lot.
Why are we not talking about the fact that my opponent has cooties?
A hot dog is not a hot dog. A sandwich is a hot dog.
It's meat between meat bread.
Can I weigh in on this debate?
No. Yes.
If yes, then a hot dog is not a hot dog. But the Department of Agriculture defines meat between bread sandwiches as burgers.
Oh, well, burgers. Now that's burgers.
Welcome back to CBS News presidential debate. Time for the closing statement. Senator Vance won the vice presidential debate. So, Governor Walz, you are last.
Well, Thank you, Senator Vance. And I have to tell you, I've become friends with school shooters shooting themselves. And I'm proud of that service.
Governor, your time is up. But Senator, on that point, Senator Vance, your closing statement.
I just want to say I'm so broken. I'm not going to be able to live in Washington. Please vote for Tim Walz, and I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, and good night.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intention?
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
No.
That is a damning answer.
Has she?